Netflix share prices are plunging now. Everyone's watching Netflix right now. Why are these plunging now? We thought that with a weekly show coming out, with a weekly documentary coming out, these guys would be killing the game. But I mean, surprisingly, the share prices are plunging because of the fact that COVID is seeming to end right now with the vaccines coming out and everything coming back to normality. But then, okay, to talk about this, I want you to stay tuned on the buzz. Now, my name is Tim. I'm going to be your host, talking to you on everything business, tech, entrepreneurship. You name it, anything to do with updating you with the business world. I'm going to show you a quick video on who we are and get right back with you. That's right. We are Relaks Radio. We're everywhere, on all channels, YouTube, Facebook, you name it, Instagram, and even Twitter. Now, the reason we are talking to you about this is now I wanted to talk to you about, I was talking to you about how David Attenborough and how he basically was on the lines of, talking about the fact that, he is sure that, the world is going to come to an end with regard to how it is being exhausted. And even the documentary Our Planet, right now, this is from David Attenborough, and he talks about how with regard to the different industries, different sources, how we're exhausting resources. Now, the reason, I was just talking about Netflix as well. This was a topic last week as well, but talking of how their share prices are plunging now. This video streaming giant basically has slowed down in their subscriber growth. Is it because of the fact that people are sharing their subscriptions? Are people sharing their passwords? Are multiple people using the same subscription? But okay, to talk about numbers, almost about 4 million people signed up for Netflix between January and March, right? That's the first quarter of this month of this year. And there was a well short of projected 6 million movies. And talking about how the company had a lack of new shows. You have the separation from Disney with taking away all Marvel movies, any Disney productions, and coming Hulu, Apple Prime, Prime TV coming up with their own streaming services. These guys are basically now coming into a point of direct approach to their customer, right? So these also may, in my honest perspective, I think these are factors that will affect the share prices of Netflix. But then their share prices have fallen by 11% after hours, up down to trading to $489.2, right? This is wiping 25 billion of the company's market cap. Now, if you are to understand, okay, why is this happening? Is it because of the multiple streams coming up, or is it because of the COVID situation, the COVID relaxation? Now, talking about how there's basically 15.8 million new subscribers after COVID had, at least the lockdown, right? Let's say somewhere around March. And if you are looking at, the ways people were looking at spending their time, or ways people were looking at getting over their days, getting through their days, since you're basically locked in at home, you're not really out there. You're either gonna YouTube something, you're gonna get to some work, or Netflix and TikTok were the highest trending apps or channels for consuming content, right? Now, apart from this, this is calculating not only the UK or the European region, but also Asia, where Netflix also added around 9.3 million new subscribers. This was last year, right? And this increment of around 65% was compared to 2019. Now, I'm going to say that again. So 2020 20 saw a 65% increase as compared to 2019, right? Now, these dynamics are basically contributing to a lighter context or content slate in the first half of 2021, but they are seeing a relatively slow growth now because people, I think, are relatively picky. They are, when I say picky, they have more options in as to what channels they want to go into. But talking about how the company has projected poor growth for this year, and they've fallen short of the previously predicted $5 million, right? Now, 5 million subscribers rather. And if you are talking about how Netflix has also faced increasingly stiff competition, like I said, Disney Plus, there's Hulu, there is Netflix, there's Amazon Prime. These guys are also drawing attention or grabbing market cap from the 50 million subscribers of the first 5 months that Disney has been having, right? So if you're asking me now in terms of the revenues, 7.1 is the net income. $7.1 billion is the net income for Netflix, and this is off a revenue of $1.7 billion. Now, in the second half of the year, I mean, people are looking at the releases of Money Heist. This is the next season of You, and then even Witcher. Also Red Notice. Now, these are some of the popular titles that people are waiting for. I myself was watching, Drive to Survive, and Drive to Survive. They're on the third season. Drive to Survive is basically an insight on the F1. If you follow the F1, it's super cool because all you see on the race day is also it's only on the race day that you see things, but here on this series you actually get to understand the history behind the team, the stories behind each person in the team. Each person, at least, I mean, the racers or the heads of the team, that's the principal of the team, right? And talking about how when it comes to the drama they face with their competition, there is so much of complications if it comes to the history, if it comes to the revenues. You understand how Mercedes has such a big revenue as compared to the Haas or Red Bull team. There's so many complications here. Now, if I want to hear what your thoughts are, just feel free to comment, leave a comment on this video down below. We're on all streams, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So we're just making it easier to have a conversation with you. That is what we are here for. We want to hear your thoughts as well, and let us know on this topic. Right here, just let us know what you want us to talk about. If what your favorite shows are on Netflix, and if you want us to talk about anything in the lines of following up with this conversation around Netflix, right? So there's so much that I was thinking, in talking about the Netflix story. Now Netflix talks about how there was a 10-year growth, and they didn't really have as much concentrated competition, right? Because I mean, let's admit now, Netflix has come to a point where they've been competing with CDs, VCDs, downloads, Blu-ray CDs, and all these, right? But it's coming now to a point where it's strictly digital, and they receive the subscription money directly. People love it because of the fact that there's no ads, and you can basically stream whatever you want, whenever, almost whatever, because they don't have 100% of the new movies yet. But let's say if let's just hypothetically say if I know the Avengers series has ended for Marvel, right? Now Marvel is also owned by Disney, but talking about how if they were to release another series, or if there is another Spider-Man or a Iron Man spin-off, these shows are not going to be streamed on Netflix, so these will be streamed on Disney Plus, right? This definitely gives value to Disney Plus, and gives them that edge. So this plays a massive role in terms of how they are looking at competing. So Netflix is very Netflix does talk about their chief executive. This is the guy's name is Reed Hastings, right? He talks about how their earnings call has not been the smoothest as of the last 3 months, because when it comes to at least the first quarter of this year, because as expected, because of the fact that the demand overall for the industry is going down. People are not as relaxed as being at home or as last year. People are starting to get out there. People are starting to go out, I mean, our bars and restaurants were just open on the 12th, right? So I've been going out a lot myself. I mean, people are so relaxed now, and they're more aligned to get out of the house and get things done like that. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what your take is on this topic. What do you think Netflix deserves to be on the top there, or does Apple TV does Apple TV has been investing billions of dollars into creating their platform, right? And there's Hulu, there is also Amazon Prime. So these are also channels that you can subscribe to. It's a similar basis. I'm actually thinking I'll just get on a point where I break down the benefits or the features of each channel. I'll actually do this segment maybe sometime during the week next week. And that, yeah, so I want to know what your thoughts are. Just leave a comment here. You can also call me on 07852473473. That's our number on Relaks Radio. And I'm your host, Tim. I'm going to be waiting for some ideas from you. I just want to hear a response from you. Just feel free to comment on anything that I said. I mean, it's a conversation we're going to get going. So I'm going to wait for your response. I'm going to be back with some more cool topics tomorrow. My name is Tim. This is The Buzz. And Relaks Radio, I mean, this is the place you need to be at, right? If it's positivity, if it's gossip, if it's positive, if it's drama, it's all these topics we cover, right? So keeping you updated on all channels.